Warriors, welcome back to Gods of Alliance. If you're here, it means you want power, knowledge, and control over the battlefield. This is not luck. This is strategy. Let's break the game together. Today, we're talking about one of the most disruptive heroes currently available in Hero Wars Alliance. A hero capable of controlling entire battles, shutting down enemy damage dealers, transforming dangerous opponents into harmless sheep, and creating opportunities that completely change the outcome of a fight. Today, we are talking about Somna. Even though she's still one of the newer heroes in the game, Somna quickly established herself as one of the most popular picks across arenas and battlefields. And the reason is simple. Control. Lots of control. She fits into multiple team archetypes, works alongside many meta heroes, and with the arrival of relics, she became even more dangerous. So today, we're going to break down everything you need to know about Somna, her skills, her relics, her building priorities, and why she continues to dominate so many teams. Somna belongs to the Mystery faction and is classified as a control hero. But unlike many control heroes that simply slow down the enemy, Somna actively prevents opponents from playing the game. Sleep effects, drowsiness stacks, sheep transformations, constant debuffs. Everything in her kit is designed to disrupt the enemy while giving her team complete control of the battlefield. Let's start with her skills. Lullaby Veil is one of the strongest control abilities available. Somna puts the entire enemy team to sleep. For several seconds, enemies become completely inactive. And when they finally wake up, they receive Drowsiness Stacks. These stacks reduce their physical damage output, making physical teams significantly weaker. The result? Your team gains immediate control over the battle and can start building momentum before the enemy has a chance to react. Next comes Drowsy Blessing. This skill supports the ally positioned closest in front of Somna. That ally starts applying drowsiness stacks with their attacks. And if the ally belongs to the Mystery faction, the effect lasts even longer. Not only does this reduce enemy damage output, it also reduces armor penetration, making physical attackers far less threatening throughout the fight. Then we have Curse of the Wool. This is where things start becoming truly annoying for your opponents. Somna applies drowsiness, stacks to nearby enemies, and deals damage. Once enough stacks accumulate, those enemies can be transformed into sheep, and a sheep is essentially removed from the fight. No attacks, no abilities, no contribution. Against a key damage dealer, this can completely decide a battle. Her final base skill is Silence of the Sheep. Whenever Somna receives damage, she immediately retaliates by applying drowsiness to the attacker and potentially transforming them into a sheep. This makes targeting Somna surprisingly dangerous. Attack her carelessly, and you may end up disabling your own carry hero. Now let's move into the relics, because this is where Somna became even stronger. The first relic upgrades Twilight Herd. This passive effect allows Somna to transform the farthest enemy into a sheep whenever she is free from control effects. The relic further reinforces this mechanic, making it even easier for Somna to disrupt critical backline heroes that often carry enemy teams. The second relic upgrades Lullaby Veil. After enemies awaken from sleep, they immediately receive additional drowsiness stacks. Even more importantly, the maximum number of drowsiness stacks is increased, allowing Somna to scale her control potential throughout the entire battle. The third relic upgrades Curse of the Wool. It increases the number of drowsiness stacks applied and deals additional damage based on how many stacks already exist on the target. This dramatically improves her ability to control enemies and accelerate sheep transformations. The final relic, Eternal Sleep, takes everything one step further. Normally, there is a delay before a hero can be transformed into a sheep again. This relic reduces that limitation, allowing Somna to repeatedly disable enemies during longer fights. This relic has the potential to significantly increase her battlefield impact, especially once fully developed. Now let's talk about building priorities. For skins, the first priority should always be Armor Penetration Skin Plus. This is the biggest power increase available. The additional armor penetration allows Somna to break through defenses more effectively while benefiting from the powerful Skin Plus bonuses. After that, focus on physical attack. Most of her offensive scaling comes directly from physical attack. Next comes agility. Agility improves multiple important stats simultaneously and scales extremely well over time. After agility, prioritize armor. The more durable Somna becomes, the longer she stays alive, and the more control she can apply. Moving into artifacts. The priority order is very straightforward. First comes the weapon artifact. The crushing bonus provides the greatest immediate value and significantly improves her offensive impact. Second comes the book. Toughness and health help Somna survive longer and continue controlling fights. And finally, the ring. Agility remains valuable, but offers slightly less impact than the previous two artifacts. For glyphs, the goal is eventually to max everything, but if resources are limited, prioritize health first, then toughness, then physical attack, then agility, and finally armor. Spark of power? As always, max it. Every additional stat contributes to making Somna stronger, tougher, and more effective. Now let's talk about talismans. The first talisman is generally the more aggressive option. It provides agility and health. The agility boosts nearly everything Somna wants, and the additional health helps improve survivability. For most players, this will be the preferred choice. The second talisman focuses more on durability. Toughness increases survivability considerably, while physical attack improves her offensive scaling. If you need Somna to stay alive longer, this option becomes extremely attractive. Now, let's see why Somna is so effective inside actual teams. The first team is Berna, Guis, Iris, Somna, and Polaris. This is a control nightmare. Somna constantly creates openings through sleep and sheep transformations. Polaris amplifies disruption. Berna applies pressure, and Iris punishes enemies that try to survive. The result is a team that constantly interferes with enemy plans while creating opportunities for massive damage. Next, we have Electra, Kayla, Soleil, Somna, and Aiden. This lineup combines heavy aggression with powerful control. Kayla and Soleil pressure the front line. Electra threatens the back line. Somna disrupts enemy responses. And Aiden keeps everything running. A highly explosive team capable of overwhelming opponents very quickly. Our third team features Julius, Berna, Somna, Folio, and Polaris. Julius provides protection. Somna and Polaris provide control. Berna applies pressure, and Folio delivers tremendous offensive power. This team excels at dictating the pace of the battle and forcing opponents into constant mistakes. The fourth lineup consists of Electra, Tempest, Zisha, Kendall, and Aiden. Here, Somna creates the perfect environment for devastating magic damage. Every second gained through sleep effects and sheep transformations allows Tempest, Zisha, and Kendall to unleash even more pressure. Aiden keeps the team alive, and the enemy constantly struggles to respond. Finally, we have Berna, Guse, Iris, Somna, and Aiden. This version sacrifices some utility in exchange for additional sustain. Aiden keeps the team alive. Iris continues, exploiting enemy weaknesses. And Somna remains the centerpiece of the entire strategy. The longer the battle lasts, the stronger this composition becomes. Of course, these teams are only examples. One of Somna's greatest strengths is versatility. She works with physical teams, magic teams, control teams, hybrid teams, and many more combinations. Very few heroes can fit into so many different compositions while maintaining such a high level of effectiveness. So, what is the final verdict? Somna remains one of the strongest control heroes currently available. Her ability to disable enemies, apply drowsiness, transform targets into sheep, and fit into multiple team archetypes makes her incredibly valuable. The relics have already amplified her strength significantly, And the final relics that are still not fully developed may push her power even further. As for talismans, the first option remains the most balanced and aggressive choice, thanks to its agility and health bonuses. The second option focuses more heavily on survivability through toughness, while still boosting physical attack. Both are excellent. The choice depends entirely on what your team needs. Most importantly, Somna is not locked into a single strategy. She adapts, she evolves, and she continues proving why so many top players rely on her every day. Warriors, this is how we play the game. Not randomly, not blindly. With knowledge, with precision, with control. We don't build randomly. We build with intention. Master the mechanics. Control the fight. Let's break the game together.